The following is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Technology is changing the way people are communicating with one another. Why more people aren't picking up the phone, coming up.
And WIU women volleyball vying for their second consecutive conference win. Will Shaylin Greenhog and company be able to outlast Fort Wayne?
And will the cold temperatures continue? Your Storm Team 3 forecast ahead.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
But first, a Blandesville man is in custody after police say he left the scene of an accident and resisted officers during a traffic stop earlier this morning. Good afternoon and welcome to Live at 4. I'm Terrence Black.
And I'm Nick Garrick. Police say 20-year-old Cameron Hironimus backed into a car outside of a local bar, parked, and later sped away, fleeing the scene. Police say they pulled over the man's vehicle a few hours later, around 1 this morning. They say the traffic stop seemed to go as usual until Hironimus refused to comply with the officer's demands. Police say they had to pepper spray Hironimus in order to get him out of his vehicle to arrest him.
Hironimus was arrested on several charges, including illegal consumption of alcohol by a minor, resisting arrest, and fleeing the scene of an accident. He is being held in McDonough County Jail, awaiting his first court appearance.
A new phone glitch is getting the WIU Alcohol and Other Drug Resource Center is hosting a program aimed at ensuring the safety and well-being of others. The event is called Bystander Training and is free and open to the public. The training is scheduled for Tuesday from 3 to 6 p.m. in the University Union's Capitol Room. To sign up for the training, contact Samantha Klinger at WIU.
In more local news, Candy Lane in Macomb will soon be under construction. New drainage structures, pavement, and storm sewer pipes will be installed. The Candy Lane's construction will start at East Grant Street and end at East Jackson Street. To update people in the neighborhood affected by this construction, there will be an informational meeting held November 20th in the community room of City Hall from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m.
A new phone glitch is getting attention of many iPhone users. When trying to type the letter I, the phone corrects the letter to an A with the question mark next to it. Here is how to fix the problem. You need to go to Settings, select General, go to the keyboard, then using text replacement, tap the plus sign in the upper right corner. In the new window, type an uppercase I in the phase box and add a lowercase I in the shortcut box.
Now to election news. The campaign for state governor is underway. Later today, the WIU NAACP chapter is hosting a meet and greet with two candidates running in next year's election. Democratic State Representatives Daniel Biss and Lizetta Wallace will be speaking at WIU tonight. Biss is in the running for state governor, and Wallace, a WIU alumna, is running for lieutenant governor. This event is a chance for people to express their concerns and ask questions. The meet and greet will be in Morgan Hall, room 109, from 5:30 to 7 p.m.
In more news out of the State House, a new bill gaining traction in the State House would give fathers more custody privileges with their children. It hasn't been called for a vote, but dads were rallying for it in the Capitol today. Several fathers say their goal is to get 50-50 custody time with their child as long as both parties are fit and proper parents. Illinois current law does not assume that joint custody is in the child's best interests, but does allow flexibility. Supporters say they want courts to consider joint custody first instead of favoring mothers.
We have a lot of parents and dads that are wanting to be there, that are wanting to do right by their kids, and they're running into these barriers and boundaries that are unnecessary.
Similar legislation is in the works. Other states like Missouri, Michigan, and Wisconsin. They say 50-50 custody is not always in the best interest for every child because the case is different. This bill could be called for a vote as soon as sometime in January.
And we are a few weeks away from Thanksgiving. The WIU ROTC Rifle Club is hosting their annual turkey shoot. This event is raising money towards the organization. You can buy one target for $1 and 6 targets for $5. This event is free and open to the public. The turkey shoot begins at 10 a.m. in Horban Hall, room 102 on Wednesday, November 15th.
The Western Illinois University Art Gallery is putting on another Sock Monkey Saturday. Participants can make masks from 10:30 a.m. until noon. The program is free and open to the public. All materials will be provided, and for more information, visit wiu.edu/artgallery.
And although voice calls aren't at risk of going extinct anytime soon, a recent study shows millennials prefer not to have to speak on the phone. News 3's Alex Guerrero reports.
A recent survey showed that 7 out of 10 millennials and younger Generation Z prefer to communicate through text rather than calling or talking in person. Some may think cell phone use is something negative to the younger generation, but it makes communicating a lot easier.
And so in one sense, a cell phone gives you the ability to communicate with anybody, anywhere, at any time. Now, it may not be synchronous communication at the same time. It may take a while for them to respond. But the fact that it's accessible.
While so many young adults are texting more, some may believe that cell phones are making it harder for people to develop personal skills.
And I don't think that cell phones as a channel necessarily cover and provide the same kind of connection that you can have between people in a face-to-face environment.
Here at Western Illinois, some students cannot relate to this survey.
I would rather call someone just because it's more concise. You're able to portray what you want to say a little bit easier.
I'd rather call somebody because it's a faster reply and it's just easier and faster.
In the survey, a large minority believed that it was fine to use their cell phone in contexts that would be considered improper by elders, such as at the dining table or in the middle of a conversation. For News 3, I'm Alex Guerrero.
About 70% of people who took the survey said they could see a future in which all purchases are made online.
Coming up next on Live at 4.
Coming up, the flags of love will be flown for the final time this year. Find out why this weekend celebration is so important next.
Also, mental exercise is just as important as physical. Find out more in today's Health Minute after the break.
I think just working with everybody in the newsroom, everybody has such a great camaraderie. All the opportunities that I've been given here have just been amazing to expand on that resume. I try not to beat myself up on the mistakes I make because there's so many opportunities. Just giving that experience, and this is how I got to do things in the real world, is really what the broadcasting and journalism department has done for me. When you have a really good show and that everybody nailed it, I mean, that's one of the best feelings in the world.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you! She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze.
Help up the hand!
Ah, there you go.
Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Jane!
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
I want to be able to stand in front of the camera and tell people the story of what the weather's going to be like that day, or be able to tell people, hey, there's something coming your way, you need to take cover, you need to watch out. And being able to stand in front of a camera and tell not only the people who are directly involved but their family members as well, like, this is what's going on. It's been very important to me because, you know, being in those situations where you are relying on the news to tell you what's going on, I like to be a part of that and helping people with that.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
Welcome back. Military Appreciation Week continues throughout the weekend. The WIU Veterans Resource Center is holding a number of events to honor veterans this weekend. There will be a Veterans Roundtable and audience discussion. This event gives you a chance to listen to WIU veterans talk about how the military shaped their lives. This free event is happening now in the University Union Sandberg Theater until 6 p.m.
Macomb's Flags of Love project is celebrating its 40th anniversary this weekend. This event pays tribute to military veterans who passed away. Each flag represents a fallen soldier. Over 800 flags will be flown this weekend. A ceremony honoring the last 3 living founders of the project will be held at 3:45 p.m. in Chandler Park. In the case of unexpected weather conditions, the ceremony will be moved to the community room of City Hall.
The University Union is giving all veterans and service members a 20% discount in the bookstore. The discount applies to clothing and gifts. The store will be open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Customers are being asked to present their military ID to receive the deal.
It's not just physical exercise that keeps you strong. Mental fitness is important too. Kim Hutcherson reports and tells us how good reading is really good for you.
If you want to stay mentally fit, reduce stress, and have better relationships, try picking up a book. Studies indicate reading can improve your life in many ways. Reading can keep your brain sharp and youthful. Studies have shown reading exercises the brain in a way viewing images does not. Reading can slow age-related cognitive decline. One study, published by the National Academy of Sciences, showed that older adults who read regularly or played mentally challenging games were 2.5 times less likely to develop Alzheimer's disease. Reading can help control stress. A study by the University of Sussex in England found that reading can help lower stress levels. Reading can also improve social skills and relationships with others. Many studies have linked reading fiction to better performance on empathy and social awareness tests. In one survey, participants were given a test designed to measure empathy and another that gauged ability to interpret the mental states of others. Participants who read a lot of fiction scored far higher on measurements of social awareness. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Parents are encouraged to get their children started early to read and teach them the value of a good book.
Hitting the books is important, but will the weather be hitting us harder this weekend? NEWS3's Molly Naisland will give us a look at our 5-day forecast after the break.
I was born in St. Charles, Missouri, and grew up with my mom and dad and my younger sister. Funniest or most terrifying? I used to get in trouble for laughing on air, and one day we had someone kind of come in and straighten me out a little bit, if that makes sense, and everybody got a pretty good kick out of that one. My favorite thing about NEWS3 is probably how close we can get in a learning environment to the real world, not only from great things like this studio to the production room and even our writing lab. It's almost like what the professionals use.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be tornado next Thursday.
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Create your success at Western Illinois University. Automatic scholarships and affordable education and more are all yours at Western Illinois University. Apply today at wiu.edu.
Welcome back. We saw some really sunny skies today with a high getting up to the 40 in the mid-40s. Right now we're sitting at about 40 degrees, very chilly. Dew point sitting at 19 degrees, very cold. Humidity at 39% and winds are out of the northwest at 17 miles per hour. So it's very windy out there, making that seem very cold outside. Looking at the almanac for today, again, we got up to a high of about 42 degrees. Low tonight will dip down into the upper teens at 19 degrees. This is well below average for what we're used to seeing at this time of the year, but those winter temperatures are starting to come into our forecast. Now, if you look at the weather radar, as you can see, not very many clouds today, so that let through a lot of sunlight and a lot of that heating that helped keep us a little bit warmer. However, if you look at the water vapor imagery, this dark spot right here is actually part of the jet stream, and that is bringing in that cold Canadian air, which is making it very cold out there. Today, again, we're seeing about 42 degrees, 46 in Beardstown, and 44 in Quincy. Tonight, we're going to look at temperatures get down to the upper teens and lower 20s with 19 degrees here in Macomb, 20 in Quincy, and 20 in Keokuk. Tomorrow, we're going to look at temperatures get up to the upper 30s with 37 degrees here in Macomb, 39 in Burlington, and 37 in Keokuk. Tomorrow night, not as cold as what we're going to be seeing tonight, 27 degrees here in Macomb, 27 in Beardstown, and 28 in Springfield. Again, tonight, we're going to be seeing that low get down to 19 degrees with winds out of the north at 10 miles per hour, which is going to make it feel very cold. Now, with that lack of clouds tonight, it's going to possibly get even colder because those clouds are not here to help trap some of that heat. Then tomorrow, we're going to see a high of 37 degrees with winds out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour, so not as windy out tomorrow, so that'll be a nice change. And then for your 5-day forecast, we have 37 degrees for a high tomorrow again with 27 degrees for a low and plenty of sunshine for your Friday to start off the weekend. Saturday, we're going to have partly cloudy skies with 46 degrees for a high and 35 for a low. Now on Sunday morning, we have a chance for some precipitation, and that could look like the form of snow with 44 for a high and 27 for a low. On Monday, we're going to have that move out of the area with temperatures getting up to 49 degrees with a high, with cloudy skies. Tuesday, we're going to see some more of that rain come into our forecast with 51 for a high and 42 for a low and very cloudy skies.
So when it's been chilly, but every time throughout the day, the sun kind of warms things up a little bit. At least it feels warmer.
It does feel warmer. The sun is still intense for this time of year. Obviously not quite as intense for summer or anything like that, but we're still feeling it.
But now tonight, it's going to be quite cold at 19.
It's going to be very cold tonight because of the lack of clouds. It's not going to hold any of that heat in.
Now, with all of this cold weather, Zach, how's it affecting us in sports?
Well, it keeps getting colder, but basketball season is just heating up. We're getting warmed up. Coach Billy Wright and the Leathernecks just days away from their opening regular season, and it's International Education Month. Find out how men's soccer and their international players have adjusted to life in the United States. All that and more coming up next in sports.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
I learned broadcasting for 3 years in high school, so towards my senior year, I was pretty much invested in wanting to pursue a career. And I do enjoy it now, but I'm searching for a way to make sure that it's something that I want to pursue after college. That way, I'll be able to wake up every day and say, this is something I want to do, this is something that I love, this is something that I can teach, I can spread, I can affect people with.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
Welcome back to Live at 4. I'm Zach Stone. Some breaking news out of the Second Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals. Dallas Cowboys running back Ezekiel Elliott's 6-game suspension for alleged domestic abuse is back on after his appeal is denied by the court, according to Tom Pelissero of NFL.com. Elliott's suspension will last until Week 16 when the Dallas Cowboys take on the Seattle Seahawks. The Macomb High School girls basketball team is switching things up this season, big time. News 3 Sports Director Danny Fry tells you about the new system for MHS.
Lady Bomber basketball is switching to the Grinnell system, far different to Macomb's style of play in years past.
As far as the last couple years, it's 100% different. Last year we were 1-3-1, slow it down and trying to make sure we can hold some teams. At the end of last season, we looked and we were only taking about 40 shots a game, and if you can't hold teams defensively, it's going to be tough.
MHS will sub in and out 5 players at a time while trying to attempt 72 shots per game, with half of those being three-pointers.
It's basically like playing out in your driveway. You know, we've talked to the kids that when you're out in your driveway, you're not the kind of girl that's out there saying, all right, I'm screening for Sally and she's going to get a shoot. Everybody wants to shoot. So far, you know, the kids are excited about it.
Coach Keene made the change after being hospitalized a couple of months ago, which allowed him to put things into perspective.
In the big picture of life, it's not about wins and losses. You know, you're teaching for the kids. You know, it's not about a paycheck. It's not about trying to win championships all the time. In the state of Illinois, where there's 186 3A schools and only one of them can come home with a state title, only 32 of those 186 teams can even win a regional. So it's really about building memories for these kids. And what are they really going to remember 10, 15, 20 years down the road is playing in a system that was fun, that everybody played, everybody had a green light to shoot.
For News 3, I'm Sports Director Danny Fry.
Macomb begins the new campaign by hosting the Lady Bomber Invitational Monday through Saturday at Washington Street Gym. And WIU men's basketball finally kicking off their season this weekend after losing some productive seniors. The Leathernecks will now look to their deep rotation to compete in the Summit League. WIU men's basketball ready for their opening games, but without their leading scorers from last season. Junior center Brandon Gilbeck will become the new focal point of the WIU offense, but will have to be careful on defense. After a change to the NCAA rules on the freedom of motion, the WIU center says he has been working on moving his feet and staying big. Coach Billy Wright believes Gilbeck will be a powerful center if he can stay out of foul trouble. The Leathernecks' out-of-conference schedule remains tough as they look to grow and compete for the Summit League title. St. Mary's, Minnesota, Eastern Illinois, and Calvary University are the first 3 opponents for WIU. All of those games are at home, and tip-off against St. Mary's of Minnesota is set for 7 o'clock on Saturday. And Western Illinois Volleyball returned home on Tuesday night to start a 3-game homestand that will eventually close out the 2017 regular season. Leatherneck head coach Kelly Richardson getting her team pumped up. The Mastodons built an early lead in the first set as Elizabeth Fuerst rises and taps it over for the point. Later in the first set is Jamie Johnson setting it to Mackenzie Steckler with an absolute laser. Set point 26-25 Leathernecks, and they get some help from the Mastodon violation to rally and take set 1. On to set number 2, the libero Claire Grove to Shaylin Greenhaw for the kill down the middle, rising down the court. The Western took control of the second set. Set point, and it's again Greenhaw. She goes over the middle. WIU takes game 2, 25-20. Fort Wayne battling back in the third set, though, after a nice dig by Fuerst. She sets it up. The Mastodons own the third set, 25-20. But the Leathernecks were trying to finish it in 4. Johnson to Greenhaw from the right side, and it stays down line for the kill. Match point, and it's going to be the magic combination. Johnson to Greenhaw, tapping it over, and the celebration is on. The Leathernecks have won back-to-back league matches for the first time since 2013. Western Illinois defeats Fort Wayne 3-1, evening up the season series. The Leathernecks play host to Summit League foe North Dakota State tomorrow night inside Western Hall at 5. WIU men's soccer on the road in Omaha, Nebraska for the Summit League tournament. Before they got on the bus, some international players gave insight on what it's like to be a foreign Leatherneck. For freshman center back Ben Merritt, Macomb is a lot different than home on the south side of London.
I mean, it's been very different, definitely in England. I lived in sort of the city area, I mean, slightly suburban, but mainly the city area, so being in Macomb is quite a difference, just how like sort of remote it is.
American soccer differs vastly from the European style.
So I'd say definitely in England, we like to keep the ball a lot more. It was definitely slower, and then the transition will be much quicker. Where here I see there's more long balls. Everyone seems to be a lot quicker, a lot more sort of athletic.
For goalkeeper Tim Hansen, the American transition came off the field when he had to learn the language.
Basically, like the language, the culture was a big difference when I came over here, and especially soccer as well. And I kind of had to adapt, like how people are like playing and like even living here.
Most foreign players go through an agency to play college soccer.
I was really undecided about it until I found this agency that instead of being a
a college. There were this agency that would bring players to the States thanks to some athletic scholarship.
And while the United States is great, there's always something at home that players miss.
Yeah, I miss what it's called a meal called paella, which is that like yellow, orange rice from Spain with like seafood and stuff. That's one of the things I love.
A big congratulations to Ben Merritt as he earned Summit League newcomer honors at the tournament banquet last night. The Leathernecks take on Omaha tonight at 5. The winner of that game will play the winner of Eastern Illinois and Denver for the Summit League crown. And Western Illinois football has a chance to collect its 6th road win of the season, which would be the most road victories in program history.
That's special to me. It's a mindset, Dan. It's a mindset. It's that road warrior mentality, that road dog mentality that we're going to go in there and we're going to go in and take it. And it is truly a mindset.
Kickoff against the winless Indiana State Sycamores is at noon Central Time from Memorial Stadium in Terre Haute, Indiana. That's sports. Final word is next.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well.
But candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
I mean, yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
I started to think about doing broadcasting my freshman year. I started calling some football games for the freshman football team. My high school didn't really have a broadcasting program like some do, and so a lot of my stuff was just PA for different sports, for basketball, for volleyball. And my mom signed me up for a visit to come to Western on a Discover Western Day. And I walked through the doors of the rec center, and Buzz Hoon shook my hand, said, "Zach Stone, I've seen all your footage, I know who you are, and you belong here." And that's what really makes WIU feel like home.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Getting that college education, what are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That would be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself? What are you gonna make of me?
New students have a sculpture to enjoy right in the heart of campus. The Western Illinois University Broadcasting and Journalism Department's Rocky on Parade dog was installed today around 11 o'clock.
The dog will stand outside of Salee Hall on the east side of the building. It is an acknowledgement of all of the hard work and determination of the BC&J students and faculty and staff. I mean, that dog looks pretty nice. I mean, I saw it at the football game, and it looked pretty nice. The jersey was pretty nice, too.
I'm a sophomore, but I know by the time I'm a senior, I'll be taking a picture there for sure.
Oh, I totally have been waiting for one to be outside of the department for years now, being a junior, so it's nice to finally see one out there.
That's great, yeah.
Rocky's going to be having that sweater on. He's going to need it to keep warm for the rest of the week. It is going to be a cold one out there, with lows getting down tonight, 19 degrees. Tomorrow, plenty of sunny skies with a high of 37, but that low is going to be below freezing at 27 degrees. Saturday, we're going to have partly sunny skies with a high into the upper 40s, so it's going to feel a little bit better on Saturday. Sunday, however, we're going to have a chance for rain and possibly some snow on Sunday morning with a high of 44 and a low of 27. Monday, we're going to have partly cloudy skies again with a high close to 50 with a high of 49 degrees. Then on Tuesday, we're going to have that chance for some rain or snow coming back in with a high of 51 degrees and a low of 42. So we're going to warm up a little bit as the week goes on.
All right, thanks, Molly, for that weather update.
Thank you. That's all for us today.
But we're online all the time.
Stay up to date with us, news3wiu.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Just search our handle News3WIU You can also search for us on YouTube and subscribe.
Thank you for joining us this evening. Be sure to join us tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for a new edition of Good Morning Macomb.
That's all from us today at News 3. Have a good night, Macomb.